It was late evening, the city swallowed by a cold drizzle. Gray clouds pressed low against the skyline. On the deserted street corner, under a flickering street lamp, stood a man named Henry, his shoulders hunched against the biting wind, breath visible in the chilly air. His coat was old, faded olive, worn thin at the seams. Inside his trembling hands he clutched a folder, inside it, 5 resumes, each one carrying his hopes, each one quietly refused. He exhaled, watching the cold mist swirl in front of him, and wondered if tonight would be another night of rejection, another night sleeping in the back seat of his rusted truck parked behind a warehouse. The bus was late. As he waited, a figure appeared through the haze of rain, a woman, mid-30s perhaps, dressed sharply in a business skirt and blouse, but without a coat. Her high heels clicked on the wet pavement, hair damp, arms wrapped poorly around herself. She stopped beside him, under the same dim light, eyes unfocused, lips blue. She shivered, drawing her arms tighter. It was clear, she had nowhere warm to go. Henry glanced away, looked at the ground. He could keep his coat. He could be like everyone else, look, pretend not to notice, stay silent. But something deep and worn inside him stirred. A memory, of simpler days, of hope, of kindness long lost. Without a word, he shrugged off his coat. The cold bit at his bare skin. He turned, holding the coat out to her. For a moment, she stared, confusion, surprise, disbelief. Then, "You don't have to do that," she said softly. He offered a tired smile. "I've already lost enough today," he said. "This coat, it's the only thing I have left to give." She hesitated. He whispered, "You need it more than I do." She accepted. The warmth spread around her. She wrapped the coat tighter. Her lips trembled. "Thank you," she whispered. He nodded, arms folded around his thin shirt. The bus lights cut through the rain, pulling near. She turned, about to step on. Then she looked back. "Do you have somewhere to go?" He paused. He shook his head. "Somewhere," he said. It was a street, a truck, a makeshift bed, but he said somewhere. She reached into her purse, handed him a card. "In case you ever need anything," she said. He accepted, slipping it into his folder. He didn't expect to use it. People say such things, often with nothing behind them. She boarded the bus. He watched until it vanished into the rain. He stood there, coatless, cold, but for the first time in a long time, he felt something else, a subtle ache, but also a flicker. A quiet echo that maybe kindness still mattered. That night, in his truck, cold metal, damp canvas seats, Henry looked at the card in his folder. A name, a phone number, an address. He couldn't help but wonder. Meanwhile, the woman, Claire, entered her high-rise apartment in the warmth of luxury and silence. She peeled the coat off, ready to discard it. But something in that coat, the faint smells of coffee, of hard days, of something real, made her pause. She peeked inside the pocket, and found a small folded paper, a childlike crayon drawing, stick figures under a sun, labeled Dad and Me, and beneath them, the shaky letters, "I love you, Daddy." Claire froze. Tears welled up unbidden. That moment, the unexpected kindness from a stranger, hit something deep inside her. She had once been that Me. A lonely child, forgotten and cold, until someone had wrapped her in warmth when she least expected it. That coat, those hands, they had saved her once. Now, years later, she had power, influence, success. But that night something fragile inside her cracked open. She realized, kindness matters. Humanity matters. And the men who gave her that coat, poor, broken, invisible, deserved more than gratitude. The next morning, Claire walked into her glass-walled office and called her assistant. "I want you to find a man named Henry," she said, voice soft but firm. "He gave me his jacket last night at Madison and 56th. I don't know much. But I want to find him." Her team searched, traffic cam footage, bus stop logs, street records. Days later, they tracked him down, a former engineer, a man who had lost everything, now living inside an old truck behind a warehouse. They found him. Claire drove to the dusty lot. In the weak winter sun stood Henry, hesitant, wary, dusty jeans, calloused hands, haunted eyes. She approached gently. No grand speeches, no promises. She simply said, "You gave me more than a coat. You reminded me what it means to care." Then she handed him a sealed envelope. Inside was a job offer, not for a fancy executive role, but something simple, authentic, human values advisor. A chance to help rebuild not buildings, but lives. To create compassion where there was none. Henry balked. He said he couldn't, he wasn't qualified. He had no degree now, no address, no hope. But she persisted. You don't need credentials to show people kindness, she said. You only need heart. He looked down. Fumbled. For a moment, fear gripped him. But then, slowly, something lifted. The weight he had carried for years, the shame, the cold, it lightened. He accepted. Weeks passed. Henry sat before groups of employees at Claire's company, not with charts or presentations, but with stories. Stories of loneliness, of loss, of nights in a cold truck, of meals made from borrowed change. He never asked for pity. He asked for empathy. For humans to look at each other, really see each other, beyond titles and resumes. His words resonated. People began to listen. To care. To change. And in that change, Henry found more than a job. He found dignity. He found purpose. He found healing. Months later, they unveiled a program called Kindness First, a community initiative aimed at helping unhoused workers, offering training, shelter, jobs. At the opening ceremony, Claire thanked Henry, publicly. She told the room, all it took was one coat, one moment of compassion, to change my life, and countless others. Henry stood on stage beside her, the same worn coat displayed in a glass frame beside them. The room erupted in applause, not for profit, but for humanity. After the event, Henry made his way to a small house, modest, simple, but warm. His son, his little boy now grown a bit, opened the door. He ran forward, embraced him. Dad, he whispered. And for the first time in years, Henry could answer, I'm home. And somewhere above, snow fell quietly, blanketing the city, but this time, it felt gentle.